Hey guys, it's Jason here with Metal Mastermind, and today you and I are going to write some doom metal riffs together. In fact, we're going to write 5 riffs together here. Now, the goal of this lesson is just to share some strategies on how you can take one simple metal riff, one simple progression, and change it around a little bit to make it 5 different progressions, okay? We're going to add some things and take away some things, combine some different methods here. So this is really going to be a fun session that you and I are about to go through here. Also, hang around till the end of the video. I've got something special I want to share with you after the lesson here. Let's start out with one simple progression here for this doom metal style riff. Okay, so here's the first way we're going to play this. Now, real quick, I'm playing a 7-string guitar. I am in B standard tuning, but I want to make the point that it doesn't really matter what guitar you're playing, whether it's 6-string, 7-string, or what you're tuned to. We're really not going through the actual riffs themselves. This is more about just applying some different methods and concepts. Now, the riff itself, all we're playing is just a B power chord, a D, followed by a C, and we've got some heavy palm muting going on to start out with on that first power chord, and then we just let those other power chords ring out. I might add a little palm mute here and there or something like that, but you can kind of play around with that and do what you want. In any case, let's move on to the second way we can play this doom metal riff. Now, all we did here was just change our picking technique a little. Instead of that heavy downstroke palm mute that we're doing and letting those chords ring out, which sounds really cool, by the way, we added some alternate picking to this. So just kind of a 1, 2, 3 followed by the downstroke palm muting, and then we just applied that to the other chords. Now, I want to show you this real quick. So we use that strategy for all 3 of those chords. What if we just used it for the first part? Let's see how that sounds real quick. And this is technically 2.5. This isn't the third way. This is kind of, we'll call this 2.5, okay? All we did there was just applied that alternate picking strategy followed by some downstrokes to just the first part. Then we let those other chords ring out. The reason why I brought this up is sometimes we can think of a cool way to play something, but maybe it becomes a little monotonous if we do too much of it. So sometimes you may want to break things up when you're writing music, when you're writing songs. Now, to dig just a little bit deeper, this is a 2.5.5 here, okay? I want to play something else for you real quick associated with what we just played. So you could even mix those two together. Now listen to this. We'll just play this through one time. So you heard that. We played it the version 2, okay, when we started out, but then we switched over to 2.5 halfway through. So again, I just wanted to point that strategy out. It doesn't always have to be this way every time, right? You can kind of change things up a little bit midway through. All right, let's move on to the third way we can play this doom metal riff. Now, this is a really cool way to change things up, and it might not be something you always think about. You know, we're chugging away, we're, doing a lot of fast alternate picking sometimes. I know this is doom metal, so we're picking a little slower, but those alternate picks, well, those are kind of quick that we did in version 2, right? So we've got all these things that we normally do, but what we did here is we just let some chords ring out, or let some notes. We didn't play full chords here. We just played some notes, arpeggiated some notes, and let them ring out a little bit. This is something that can really change things up. Now, if we go back to what we played earlier in version 2 and 2.5, we talked about changing things up midway through. Well, you could do that. You could do one of those or any strategy that we're going over in this video, and then the second time around, switch over to arpeggiating those notes. Again, a very good way to change things up, and in my opinion, especially for this style, for those sludgy and doom metal-y style riffs, because you really get to hear those notes kind of just ring out. And I think sometimes this kind of stuff, these types of riffs, these arpeggiated notes, when you're letting them ring out like that, I think they can be more captivating in some circumstances in your song. So again, it's just something good to try to change things up in your riff writing. Now, version 4 here, we're going to do something very similar, but a little different. Kind of the same thing, right? But the change that we made, we're arpeggiating here, we palm muted. We add some palm mutes to those. So instead of letting all of the notes just kind of ring out over the top of one another, we added the palm mute. Now, I know what you're already thinking. We could have a 4.5 here and use version 3 of that riff with version 4. That would be 4.5. Let's play those two together. I like this a lot, guys, and I hope you're getting a lot out of this, by the way, because this is kind of just breaking some of those barriers. It's like, okay, we played it this way, but you know what? I don't have to play it this way every time. I can change it up in the middle here. So let's combine those two together, 3 and 4, for, again, we'll call this 4.5. Now, I know this particular song is not doom metal, but I'm hearing some Metallica's Harvester of Sorrow vibes in that, sort of kind of similar to that, just the feel with that palm muted arpeggiating style. Okay, so that's something you can do though to really change things up in your songwriting. Now, I've got one more strategy I want to share with you here, and this is one of my favorites, by the way. This is version 5 of our doom metal riff that, hey, we're kind of writing this together right here on the Metal Mastermind YouTube channel. Pretty cool. What we did here is we went back to just regular power chords here, but we did something different. We did what I like to call using a variation of the power chord, meaning we're not playing just that root note followed by the 5th note, or along with the 5th note. We're changing that 2nd note of the power chord around. So, for example, the B power chord, we would normally play it like this. We got the open string followed by the 2nd fret of the next string. Well, we played the 3rd fret as well. For the next series of power chords, the D and the C, we did the same thing. Instead of doing this here, we changed that 2nd note of the power chord to do this, and we kind of had some more movement in there as well. what I encourage you to do is play around with that second note of the power chord, okay? Or if you're playing this on a keyboard, that next note you would normally play around and just add something else to that. Play something else instead and just see where you can go with that, okay? Now, let's run through all of these techniques. I'm going to try to remember all these and just play through them in one shot here. And I've got something for you after that, so do hang around for that. So here we go. This lesson helps bring out more creativity in your riff writing. You know, at Metal Mastermind here, that's the #1 thing that we encourage you to do is write your own music. You know, our motto here is create your own sound. You'll hear that at the end of every video and at the end of this one included. But we also wanted to share, speaking of songwriting, we also wanted to share our songwriting course with you. Ken Candelas, he's the co-founder with me of Metal Mastermind. Him and I just spent a ton of time creating this really cool course for you called Metal Songwriter's Forge. Now, those of you who know Ken, you know he is a pro audio engineer. He's got a really extensive background as a college instructor in music theory, and he's also the founder of the cinematic metal project called Homeric, which is phenomenal music. He's got a new album coming out in 2024. I myself, I'm about to release my 5th solo album called Overcometh in December of 2023. So him and I, we just put our years of experience together, and the course is not really about teaching you how to write a song. Actually, that's not what it's about at all. It's really just us taking you through different scenarios and helping you come up with different ideas throughout the songwriting process. And it's not just guitar based. I mean, there are plenty of guitar parts in the course. We have a link in the description of this video if you want to go check that out. I highly encourage you to check it out. See if it's something that you're interested in. I only want you to get into it if you truly think it's going to help you. But yeah, go check out the link and see what it's all about. See if it's for you. And hey, I hope to see you in the course. And if this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the Metal Mastermind YouTube channel. We are always putting out helpful content for you. If you have any content ideas, feel free to share those in the comments as well. We read all of our comments. And guys, I'll see you on the next video. As we always say, until next time, create your own sound.